Hey everybody, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I wanted to kind of come on and do a chat with you guys. I have not chatted and just had a sit down talk in a long time on my channel, and I wanted to start to implement those, but really this was just on my heart, and I wanted to come on and talk about it and see how you all felt and get some open dialogue down below. So pretty much life. Let me start with my little update here. So everything has been going okay, but I have been just feeling a little overwhelmed with life and everything that's been going on. So I really don't even know where to start. um, Pretty much, I've been working my photography. I've been doing a lot of things, but just here lately, I have been feeling really overwhelmed. Not really sure where my channel was going. Not really sure. Where I was going here today. Like, what is the path that I'm taking right now? What's going on? What are my next steps? What are my next goals? In the past, I had goals and there were things that I was wanting to do, and I feel like I've accomplished those things. So now I'm in a state of my life where I'm kind of like, okay, here I am. I'm steady. I'm not really moving too fast right now, but I do feel overwhelmed with a lot of things to where I'm not balanced like how I felt in the past. In the past, I felt balanced, and now I'm just like, okay, where is the balance? What's going on? So one thing that I did have to do is I had to pull away from a lot of things, and I also had to ensure that my walk with Christ was still going just as strong as it was going before, if not stronger. And I feel like that's where I lost a lot of my balance, like as far as my prayer life, my reading my word, attending church like I normally do. A lot of those things started to dwindle and like slow down. And I was just like, okay, Sierra, this is not your normal routine. This is not what you normally do. So we need to ensure that we're not forgetting that part of your life and that you're still incorporating those things into your life. So I really had to sit down, take a look, and I was hurt. Like, I was really hurt because I felt like it was a lot of things that I was doing, and honestly, like, my mental was just not feeling it. Like, I just could not get everything together. I couldn't get in the jam. So I did have to sit down and actually focus on my prayer life more and just start implementing a lot of that back into my daily routine. And that's something that I have been doing. And the crazy part about that is I was actually looking on Instagram, and then I found it on YouTube actually. Imari, she has a channel here, and I'll link it down below. But she and Fatima Farmer are doing a soul beauty chat over on their channels, and they are studying the book of Matthew. It's actually a challenge that they're doing. They're studying the book of Matthew. It began the beginning of January. The challenge began the beginning of June. So June 2nd is the first day, and it's going into the end of this month. But they're studying the book of Matthew. So I said, what better way for me to jump back in this thing and really start reading my word and get back to what I need to be, where I need to be, and just join this challenge. And it feels so good to actually have girls on YouTube that are like doing the same thing as you, that are believers, that may not really be doing the same thing, but that believe and that they are open about it and that they're willing to come on YouTube and share their stories and share their journeys. And that's something that I really, really need right now. And so I decided to join the journey. So for this month, we have been reading the book of Matthew. And if you guys want to join the challenge, or if you want to hear more about it, or just get a background as to why they're doing it, and they're also posting vlogs showing, like Fatima, she's actually doing stories where she's talking to us and doing just like I'm doing now, an open dialogue and telling people how she's feeling through this journey of reading the book of Matthew. So if you want that information, I will post it down below to their channel so you guys can join and follow along. But yeah, so I joined the challenge and I've been feeling really good. And so today I went to church and I have not been physically in the church building in about a month or so. Like, I've been doing so much other stuff and then just really tired, and I haven't really been attending. So I attend iChurch, which is an online platform where you can still watch church live. I do still watch church, but I wanted to be in the atmosphere. Like, there's nothing like being amongst everyone and having that praise and worship and being in the atmosphere. So that's what I wanted. So today I went to church. And in the book of Matthew, it's talking about, so far, we're talking about John the Baptist. He's being introduced. We're talking about the Virgin Mary, how Jesus came and how he was actually called into the Virgin Mary. So that's what we're talking about. And then the crazy part about it is that my pastor today, he hit on a lot of different scriptures, but he actually came from Luke in some of it. And in Luke, he's mentioning John the Baptist. Like, he's talking about all these things and these topics that I'm actually studying in the book of Matthew. So I'm like, okay, God, like this is kind of part one of my confirmation that I'm steering in the right direction. So that was really good to know. So with that being said, I'm continuing on my journey and I'm really loving it so far. And I feel it's helping me get that balance that I need right now. And I think that it's just so much going on. And I've been also saying yes to a lot of things and getting overwhelmed at the same time. And then also my feelings, like, tell me about this. Like, how do you feel? So a lot of times I feel like the way I feel is not always valid. Or I try to find reason to say, okay, I feel like this, but suck it up. You can do it. You don't need to feel this way. You don't need to cry, or you don't need to get overwhelmed, or on all of these things. But I had to sit back and realize, like, Sierra, it's okay for you to feel like this. Like, these feelings are valid. You are human. These feelings will happen. But how do you overcome them? And I was feeling guilty because I felt like I shouldn't be feeling this way, or I shouldn't be, tired, or I shouldn't be overwhelmed, or, you're seeing social media and you get caught up with all of these things, and you're seeing her doing this, and you see these couples over here doing this, and it's just like you're not doing it, and then you start to feel a certain way. But I always felt like my feelings were not valid. Like, I shouldn't feel like that, if that makes sense. So what I mean by validity in my feelings and understanding that the way I feel is valid. You see a lot of people doing things. You see, relationships, couples over here on social media. You see people over here owning businesses and growing and everything. But you begin to feel like, okay, you shouldn't feel a certain way because you see everyone else living life. You see everyone else being happy. So you should do those things too. And social media can be the trick of the devil a lot of times if you allow it to be, and that's why you cannot allow it to be. And sometimes you have to literally pull yourself away from that, because the beauty, the pretty is all in social media, and you have to really pull yourself away, because if you get too in tune or trying to keep up, it can really stress you out. Like, it really can. Or you feel like, darn, I should be this far along. Why am I not over here doing this? Like, why am I still back here doing this? And a lot of times that's how I felt. That's how I started to feel. And I cannot feel like that. And it's okay to understand that that's a feeling. That's normal. That's life. Especially with the way the world is these days, you will feel that way. But you cannot let that take you. You cannot let that overcome you. You have to overcome that feeling. And so that's one thing that I had to sit down and realize as part of balancing my life and balancing my my mind. I had to sit back and realize where I am today, what I'm doing, and what makes me happy. Like, what do I want to do in life? Like, if I died tomorrow, what have I done that makes me happy? What goals do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish for my own personal life? And so I had to really sit back and reevaluate a lot of these things. I'm 27 years old and I'm still learning so much. I'm still trying so hard to just do as much as I can, be the best year that I can. But I really had to pull myself away from that. And I feel like the world can kind of get you tied into what all is going on. And some people may not really want to talk about it, or some people may not want to really voice. When they have those sort of feelings, they may not really want to voice it or show it, which is okay. It's perfectly fine. However, as long as you know how to handle and manage those feelings, that's what really matters. That's what really makes a difference. Because if you keep those type of feelings bogged in you, or if you keep those type of feelings just, hidden, and you don't really acknowledge them to yourself and work on those things, then that can really be an issue. It can become an issue. And I didn't want anything to become an issue for me or anyone around me. I wanted everything to be balanced. And so that's what I've really been finding that I've had to do. And the first thing that I really had to do was get back right with God and make sure that I'm staying on the right path that I need to be on and focusing on the things that I need to be on. What are my priorities? What is something that's here to stay regardless? Like, what is the number one thing that's here to stay? But with everything else going on around you, how do you balance those things? How do you, make sure that you're not doing too much to where you're not getting overwhelmed? So that's really what I'm trying to balance. I understand that I'm doing a lot of different things. And I thank God for everything that He has given me, because you know what? I prayed for a lot of this. I prayed and I said, God, this was years and years ago. I said, I'm so bored. Like, I really ain't got a whole bunch of friends. Like, I just feel like I'm just working and just not doing nothing. Like, what is going on? Where is the action at, And I prayed to give me more, make me a little bit busier, give me some things to do. Did He not do that? He did that and then some. But I could not lose sight of Him through all of this. I cannot lose sight of Him. So I'm very grateful for all of the opportunities that I've gained. I'm grateful for my supporters on my YouTube. I'm grateful for my YouTube channel. I'm so grateful for everything, for the growth. I'm grateful for where I'm going. I'm really grateful for a lot of it. But I kind of wanted to just come on and quickly talk to you guys about that and give you my 2 cents and just give you a little bit of an update and some things that I've been feeling and, how I'm working through those things. And just by reading my word, by praying, meditating, and focusing on positive. So a lot of things that you see, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself positive views. You want to make sure that you're focusing on things that are pleasing to your sight. You don't want to focus on things that are negative, focus on things that'll put you down, listen to music that's going to put you down or put you in a bad mood. You want to do things that's going to uplift you. And that's honestly what I have definitely been trying to do and trying to really, get my thoughts together. And then the Bible also says, to focus on the kingdom of heaven, and all these other things will be added unto you. So instead of reaching for all these other things around you to happen, focus on Him first. And those things that you want, those passions that are on your heart, those things will be easily added to you without you even realizing it. And that's what I really had to realize. Sierra, you're doing too much work. Sit down and chill. You are doing too much work, girl. Sit down, chill, and let those things come to you. Let those passions come to you. Whether it be with my photography business, whether it be with my job, my career, whether it be with my relationship goals, anything that I want in life. Like, God is handling those. He knows my heart. He knows the things that I want. And I'm going to just sit down and let those things come to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you all have a great weekend. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.